Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Michael's Corner. Before I bring in my guest Nikki he's gonna learn something. He's gonna learn that you never make Michael Pam wait. I mean, come on. What the hell was he doing for the past hour? Shopping at Victoria's Secret? Really? I am heckling at him for sure. So, but back to some serious business though. He's a great friend of mine. He is killing it in the indie pro wrestling scene right now. He's been wrestling for about 3-4 years now. I've been dying to interview him for the longest. Finally, he has agreed to do this interview with me. Gosh, it took me 2 years to finally convince him to be on Michael's Corner tonight. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. My God, I can't wait to heckle at him some more. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm looking forward to hearing his story on how he got his start from the wrestling business. So without further ado, let me invite him on my live stream. I think I heckled at him long enough.
Hello,
Hello.
hello, hello.
Hey,
I
I
can hear
was
you.
heckling. You can't hear me.
No, I can hear you.
Good. You're going to learn a lesson. Like I said before, you never make Michael Pound wait.
You know, there's one thing I actually learned in wrestling that doesn't necessarily always relate to wrestling, and if you're 2 minutes late, you're in trouble. If you're an hour late, they're glad you came.
Mm-hmm.
So
Well,
here we are.
I'm glad that you came.
I don't want to touch that one.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been begging to interview you for like 2 years now. You backed away from me. I was like, I asked you at wrestling shows, can I interview you? Can I interview you? And it's like, no, I don't feel like I'm ready to do interviews. But now you message me
hmm
and you're ready. So
Yeah, I feel ready today. I think it was worth the wait.
yeah. Oh, we got State of Pro Wrestling on the
Yes,
live
yes.
stream. Mm-hmm.
What's up,
I,
JT?
mm-hmm. So now on a serious note, I got some questions to ask you, since since I spent the last 2-3 minutes heckling at you, I
I
had to
mean, I'm
get that
surprised you
out
only
there.
did 2 minutes. I thought you were going to go for another 45. I was ready to go to the bathroom and get some popcorn.
Gosh, shut up. Shut up. Really?
You never know.
Okay. Okay. On to some serious business.
Wait.
Let's
If this is serious business, I don't want to do this interview anymore. I'm gonna go.
Oh, stop. Okay. All right. Let's get on to the questions, shall we?
We shall.
Yeah. Now, stop, Nikki. Nikki, you need to stop tickling me. I'm trying to.
My hands are
Conduct
here.
the
That's
interview.
yourself. You're touching yourself there. That ain't me.
Yeah. Well, otherwise, I already told people about your little secret. Don't
Which
make it
one?
go any further.
Ooh,
No, I'm
okay.
just teasing.
I'll let you go. I'll let you go.
So, my first question to you is this: how did you get your start in wrestling?
It's usually pretty long story. Let's do that. Yeah, yeah. So when I was working at Panda Express, I was scrolling through Facebook on the clock, doing work, but not really. And I came across this Facebook advertisement for a pro wrestling camp, and it was Jerry Lynn. And I wasn't a huge ECW fan or anything like that. I didn't care for all the weapons as much as some people did, but I really enjoyed Jerry Lynn's style. So being able to go to a seminar with him and being able to be within the confines of an actual ring, it was like this super huge aha moment for me. And it was an opportunity that I knew was coming in my life, and I was waiting for it patiently. And just one day it came out, and I decided I'm going to do it. It was $50. It's really really worth the value when you can meet someone that's like Jerry Lynn and someone who has done as many things as he has done. But when I went, they had maybe 15 people that were brand new or at least no wrestling experience. And then when I went, I talked to Greg. It was for Primetime Wrestling, and he said, "Well, this is what the price is," and it was $3,000. And he said, "We
Wow.
want, yeah, $3,000, man." And he wanted half of it down. And they said, "All right, sounds good, thank you." And then I left, and I was like, I have to do this. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I have to do this.
Mm-hmm.
So I paid my taxes, and I had gotten the money, so I paid them half, and then I set up a payment plan that I don't know if I ever actually finished. So I don't know if I owe Greg like $50 or $200, but he let me wrestle, so it was worth it.
Mm-hmm. So,
And
so when you started your wrestling career off, I remember watching you wrestle I think it was your second or third match.
third,
And I think third match, okay. And I think you was known as I believe Brian Payne at the time. Am I right or wrong?
it
Because
depends
you
on who you
wrestled Petey
ask.
Brown. Yeah.
So the thing about that was it was supposed to be Brad Payne because that was the name that I wanted to use so I could represent my father because that was his
Mm-hmm.
name in the band. But when the commentator or the announcer read it, he said brain pain. So I think the announcer had a little bit of brain pain that day, but it was
Uh-huh.
supposed to have been Brad Payne. But if you Google it or you Facebook it, it's still brain pain.
Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah. And I gotta tell you, I remember filming your third match. And
Hmm.
remember I was heckling at you because you was facing Petey Brown. And when you didn't hook the leg, oh, I gave you shit. I
Yeah, you
mean, you
did.
supposed to hook the leg. And you said this is professional wrestling. Everybody was laughing at you. Now you gotta tell me, how did you feel about me heckling at you in your third wrestling match?
Okay. So actually, I had never performed in a one-on-one competition before that day, but I was wrestling a camp friend of mine, so I was a little bit more comfortable. But I had never been a heel, so I didn't know the actual concept of being a heel. And when I seen you, it was just something in your face that made me want to talk to you. So you were just sitting there minding your own business, and I walked straight up to you and I just screamed at you from the top of my lungs, and I gave it to you, and then I left you alone. And then when you yelled at me to hook the leg, it felt like a connection between us. It felt special for me. And I felt
Mm-hmm.
comfortable and I was natural and I just was in the moment and it felt
Mm-hmm.
right. So I just responded and reacted to the situation that you put me in.
Yeah, and because you need to know one thing, I can spot talent, and it's like if I see you make a mistake, oh, you're gonna hear it from me, you know. Just kind of like because you was new at the time, and you're just learning your ways. So I had to give you shit because you was new and at the time. So I'm glad that we had this connection because without that, we wouldn't even be doing this interview right now, you know.
Yeah, I don't think that we would have the connection that we have now. I don't think that relationship would be as
Hmm.
as important to me as it is
Yeah.
now.
Yeah. So now I gotta tell you about what made you decide to be Tomahawk Kid in the first place. So what's the story behind that gimmick? May I ask?
Yeah, of course. My trainer, Greg, he suggested being Tomahawk Nick or Tomahawk Nix because my legitimate name is Nicholas, and that's where the Nikki came from when I took Nicholas and I brought it into Nikki Heat now. And I always try to incorporate a little bit of myself into the gimmicks that I'm portraying. So
Mm-hmm.
when Tomahawk Nix came out, I was like, well, I really like the sound of that, but I was also a really big fan of Shawn Michaels and the 1-2-3 Kid and the
Mm-hmm.
Heartbreak Kid, and it felt like the name Kid just kind of stood out to me. And I looked younger, and I knew that I I was in the early stages of my career, and I had plenty of time to be able to see where this would take me. And then Tomahawk Kid came about, and I didn't want to commit to anything, but once my trainer asked me, I was like, "How about this?" And he said, "Okay, sounds good." And then that's when we stuck with Tomahawk Kid.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, and I noticed that, oh, you wrestle as Tomahawk Kid, and I used to, I love that gimmick
Oh
and
yeah, it was
whatnot,
fun.
and it was fun. And my favorite match is when you and Kyle Pro team up together to face somebody, but you and Kyle will you and Kyle make a great tag team.
Where was this? Do you remember? Was it inside or outside?
It was inside, and I
Mm-hmm.
believe was still Domain Wrestling.
Okay. Yep, I remember that one. That was a rough night at the office.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we took
Yeah.
on 3 under par Black Stallion. This is a big dude, man. And the other guy
Mm-hmm.
just as big. Forgive me for
Mm-hmm.
forgetting his name, but some sizable men.
Mm-hmm.
6'3", 6'4", 250 plus.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, that was a rough night. um, that was a rough night. So, my next question to you is this. What was your what was your best match that you ever had in your 3-4 years of wrestling?
Okay. So we can call it 4 years of wrestling because I just hit my 4 year technically on
Really?
October 2nd, 2020. But this
Mm-hmm.
last year has been kind of a downward spiral in regards to wrestling opportunities.
Mm-hmm.
But my best match would have to have been with Chris Jordan at an MIW event in
Mm-hmm.
Chanhassen. I was
Mm-hmm.
the heel, and it was just something in the air that night. It wasn't that every move was perfect or that everything went the way I wanted it to, but when I was standing there and I beat him down and I beat him down and I beat him down and I hit him again and then he stayed down for a second and I finally went to raise my arms like this, just side to side like this, and I listened to the crowd and you just heard as much booing as you could possibly hear in that tight space. And when we
Mm-hmm.
got back downstairs, Chris Jordan was like, "I don't know what you did, but that was good." I said, "I literally did nothing. I just raised my hands up, and they just booed the bejesus out of me."
Mm-hmm.
And I think that
Yep.
moment kind of made it clear.
Yep. Yep. You like as a heel, you want people to hate you. So if you're doing something like that, that tells you, you know what? This is my house.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to beat you regardless.
Yep.
And you gotta make people hate you, when you're a heel. So that is really important. I don't know if someone told you that, but
Oh, I
I'm
got plenty of
telling
people
you,
telling me. You're telling me
mhm,
now.
if you're doing something, if you're doing something that the crowd hates, stick with it, because the more you stick with it, the better the crowd will hate you.
Mm-hmm.
And if I was there, I'll be sure to make the crowd hate you. Knowing
Yeah,
me,
I could see
yeah,
that. And it comes down to having a good opponent as well, because if they don't care for the other person, you won't get that oomph, you won't get that feeling, that internal feeling. So being able to have both in that one ring, it made that moment magical for me, and it I'm gonna take that moment with me for forever.
hmm there you go. Yeah. So my next question to you is this: if it were up to you,
Hmm.
who would you like to face in the ring next when all of this, with this COVID-19 settles down? Who would
Mm.
you like to face in the ring that you haven't had the opportunity to last year before this pandemic started?
At all, someone I've never wrestled before.
It could, yeah, yes, it could be that or either or.
Hmm. Okay. I did a match at an outside event, and I faced Jossie,
hmm
and we started off going one on one, but then we had Lorben Cometh come out and attack us, and it transitioned into a tag team match. And I think it would be really fun to wrestle against Jossie. So I kind of combined both of those because I've never actually fully had a whole match with him. But he's from the Black and Brave school, and he's got the mic skills, and he's got the it, and he's got so much more than what the average wrestler would need. And I think that it's a good mesh of personality, and I think that it would be a good challenge for me just to prove that I can keep up with him and compete in a competitive, good match with him and carry my own weight.
hmm And you know who I would love to see you face when all this settles down?
Michael,
Because
I
I
told
have
you
a
I'm not wrestling you.
no, it's not me. I am 36. I don't got no wrestling experience, but on a serious note, I would love to see you face JDX.
Hmm. That was my next answer. Hmm.
JDX. He is killing it, dude. In
Yeah, he.
AWF. I mean, he is still the AWF heavyweight champion. My goodness.
Yeah, that guy. He's something special, and he has exactly what I just described Jossie as. He has the it factor. He has the drive. He's got the mic skills. He's got the personality. He's got so many things going for him. If he fails, I will be so disappointed in him, but I'll still love him.
Yeah. Um, I even told um I even told JDX, why the hell are you not in NXT right now?
Yeah,
Well, because I remember he was in NXT for a brief moment, and he did good in his match,
mm-hmm.
but I still feel that he should go to NXT because he is that good.
He is going to go somewhere, and only time will tell where he can actually go, because I think opportunity is as close to him as it is to anybody.
hmm And we also got to talk about Airwolf and
Mm-hmm.
what's that guy's name?
What do you mean? What's his name? You know his name.
I totally forgot. It's him and his
Where's your
head.
notes? Where's your notes, Michael or Pam? Where's your notes?
Now
Dante
you actually
Martin.
at me.
Dante Martin.
Dante Martin. We gotta give props to them because they just signed with AEW, you know?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
we gotta give them a huge shout out to them because
I know. Can you
they were
believe that? That came out of
yeah,
nowhere. It happened
that
so quick.
hmm came out of nowhere. And
Yeah.
speaking of matches, we definitely gotta talk about the match you had against with Julia Hart at Midwest All Star Wrestling. My freaking God. That
Yeah.
was the match. That was my favorite match. And I was recording that match.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta tell me what went down during the before and after the match because let me tell you, I got so many hits off that match off of YouTube.
Oh, you're
And
welcome.
yep, and MAW has a lot of views on that match as well because the state of pro wrestling was telling me that oh my God, they got over 1,000 hits, and oh my God, can you just tell me
I think
what?
it's actually over 5,000 right now. I think it might be over 9,000.
Oh my God, oh my God. So, so you gotta tell us what was the story behind that match.
Okay, so I had been wanting to do an intergender match for a really long time just because I thought that I could be able to tell those kind of stories. And I knew that there could only be certain outcomes. And Julia just happened to be the perfect opponent for me. And I happened to be in the right place in my career to be able to dictate a match that I felt comfortable with. And it all just came together and she pulled her weight and it all happened. And when it was said and done, it just felt like a huge relief to have had it done and been happy with the match itself, and then to see that as many people enjoyed that match as I have, except for the result. But we don't have to talk about that too much.
Oh, we don't have to talk about that because we all know what the result was. And I was actually there for that match because I was rooting for Julia Hart.
I thought you were on my
Yes.
side for that one, though.
Well,
What you mean, well?
I just
He said,
gotta,
well, what had happened was...
what had happened was I saw Julia and she was this beautiful girl that I never seen before. So I was telling
She's
people to root
talented.
this
You don't gotta call her just beautiful. She's
talented.
talented. Come on, man.
She's beautiful and talented,
I'm
okay?
beautiful and talented
Not
too,
directly at me.
G-Demon.
Oh my God. It was actually Molly, one of the photographers, was she introduced me to her, and
Mm-hmm.
that way I thought I got a cheer for her because
I'm
she
gonna let
was a
that one pass.
newcomer. She was a newcomer, and I wasn't gonna disrespect her now. Come on.
Oh, yeah.
And then
Of course not. Don't disrespect her. No, just me.
I had, it's like, oh my God. It's like she was the baby face, you was the heel. Now come on, you know how this goes.
Come on, I was a tweener at worst.
Oh my God. But on a serious note, I think that was the best match that I ever recorded.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I think it was one of my best matches in regards to like longevity. I think it told a story that was fair to each of our characters.
hmm So, my next question to you is, you have a podcast now.
Mm-hmm. Doing quite
So,
well.
mm-hmm. Can you tell people how did you come up with your podcast? Because it's
Yeah,
pretty interesting.
thank you. I appreciate that. So the podcast is called "Want to Be a Pro Wrestler." Me too, and it came about because I had always wanted to do something to be able to meet people on a different level and to talk psychology, because I think one of the most important things in wrestling is psychology, and not enough people share that. So I wanted to create something to be able to share the psychology and, in essence, destroy how pro wrestling conveyed knowledge just by word of mouth. I wanted it to be more accessible for everyone, not just the people who know each other. I wanted it to be accessible to the people who've never done a wrestling match, to the people that are main eventing places that no one's heard of, to people that are opening cards. I wanted it to be accessible for people to be able to learn and to share their knowledge as well, and to create a discussion, to create a community, to share with each other, to empower everyone to change and to be better.
Hmm.
So the
Yeah.
podcast, sorry, I gotta say this because it's important right now, but the podcast itself is on Spotify and Apple Podcasts and anywhere else you can find it, because I go through Anchor. But right now the podcast is going to transition from being a little bit of everything to just interviews. And my YouTube channel for Wanna Be a Pro Wrestler Me Too is going to be clips of it, as well as my additional content of like my worst match. Actually, I have another one coming up Monday. It's going to be weird fan experiences or worst fan experiences. Don't worry, you're not on there. You didn't make the cut.
Okay.
So just little
Yeah.
stuff like that to kind of break down the walls of pro wrestling and try to teach it as an academic as opposed to just an art, and where it's something hidden. I want to give it away and I want to share it with the world.
Hmm. That's good. That is so interesting. I will definitely have to check that out. You
Yeah,
know.
please tell me what you
Yep.
think.
Yep. You guys, when you guys get a moment of your time, please check out Nikki Heat's podcast. Because seriously, you're gonna learn a lot of stuff about wanting to be a pro wrestler and whatnot. He gives you all the facts and everything. So please check it out.
Thank you.
Yep.
It's worth it. If it's not,
Yeah.
I'll give you your money back.
Ah. so yeah, so my next question is so when you're not wrestling,
Hmm.
what do you like to do on your spare time?
I'm a learner. I love learning. I
Mhm.
spent a lot of time learning like I have lighting in my room right now. I have to learn the lighting concept. I had to learn the audio concept, the psychology concept of being able to host interviews. Like you've probably YouTubed and done your research on how to have good interviews, how to have not bad interviews. And then in addition to that, I study wrestling. I'm studying how to be a better partner with my girlfriend, and living the life of being a father is always teaching me new lessons and challenging me in ways I never thought I would be challenged, and rewarding me in ways that I could only imagine.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's really good that you are this devoted person that your family comes first before anything else in the world.
Exactly.
And
Family
that's
over
the
everything.
and that's the reason why I like about you in particular because you are a great father, you're great, you're a great person in general, and
Thank
you
you.
don't take and you don't take crap from people.
No,
And
I stand up for myself.
yes, yes. Because right now, because last year was probably one of the worst years of my life. You know,
Yeah.
yes. And with this pandemic and then the unrest, it's like people were just it's so much hate, there's not
Yeah. So a
much
lot of
better,
divide.
you know? It's like we all just gotta, get along, because we don't know. This could be, you never know where it's gonna be where, this might be our last time, because of the pandemic. So you
Yeah,
always want to keep, stay close with your family and friends because you never know what
yeah.
tomorrow might bring. So I
Not a
want
lot
to
of people know this, Mike, but my dad died when he was 27 in a car crash, and I was 6.
oh, I'm very sorry.
And this last year, I turned 27 during the pandemic.
Oh my God.
So it's kind of like one of those weird things where it's like, whoa, all this is happening at the same time. You know what I mean? So it's like, what's
Hmm.
going on in my life? And they have like the Forever 27 Club. And it's just one of those things where you're like, I'm just going to take life and I'm just going to live it. I'm going to make myself
Hmm.
happy. I'm going to do what I want and I'm going to be happy.
Yep. And can I tell you this too, Nikki?
Oh, sure.
My almost like 3 years ago, my mother passed away. She
Mm-hmm.
was 65 and she had a long battle with diabetes, kidney failure, and some other health issues.
Yeah,
And
that's
that was
hard.
very, very hard. And I was actually at a wrestling show. I was in Showtime Championship Wrestling on back on January 4th of 2018, or 4th or 5th of 2018, when my mother passed away. And
Wow.
I was interviewing, who I was interviewing at
Hmm.
Showtime Championship Wrestling?
Kyle.
Kyle Pro.
Mm-hmm.
I was interviewing him. And that was the first interview I did with him. And when he actually shocked me. He shocked me, and when he told me that he has autism,
Yeah.
I was shocked. I just stayed silent. But because it's hard to believe this, and not too many people know this about me, but I
Mm-hmm.
too have autism.
I didn't know that.
I
So
have
you never, I
autism.
should say you never told me, I guess. I don't know.
Well,
You never
you're hearing
acknowledged
it
it.
on, yep, you're hearing it on Michael's Corner. And that's what Michael's Corners is all about too. It's all about, not just interviewing the wrestler, but you get to tell your stories. I'll give you a format, and you can tell your own stories, because
Hmm.
I will allow it. And so anyhow, me interviewing Kyle Pro while my mom was sick. Wow, that took. If I were at home to see my mom just collapse, I wouldn't have pull it pull it together. So
Yeah.
that's what, and I told this to a few people, and you know what they told me? They told me that it's a good thing that you left, because if I were to stay, then I wouldn't pull it together. So,
Hmm.
and then also like
Scary to
with
think about.
yeah, yep, and also my oldest sister my oldest sister died too
Mm.
in July of 2018.
Wow.
And she died of a broken heart, congestion heart failure.
Wow.
She got sick after my mom had passed.
Mm.
And 2018 was a rough year for me.
Yeah,
And that's the
sounds.
reason why, and that's the reason why I go to these wrestling shows. It's because it helps me keep my mind off of things. It helps me keep my mind off of things, and really going to talking going to wrestling shows like Steel Domain Wrestling or Midwest All Star Wrestling or American Wrestling Federation. You know something? I don't consider I consider that my family. That I can
Yeah.
just go to and kind of relax. Kind of
Yep.
chill, hang out with them. So not only I go to wrestling shows to see the wrestling action, I get the opportunity to interact with some of the wrestlers because
Mm-hmm.
that's my family. And to me, that's my wrestling family. And you know, if if somebody is down, we're all feeling. If somebody's feeling bad, we're all feeling bad.
Yep.
And we gotta
Exactly.
do our best to help help each other out. Like I said, you know, you gotta keep your friends close and your enemies closer.
Mm-hmm.
That's the old saying. So,
That's why I keep you as close as I can, Mikey.
so, so, now do you play video games at all?
Yeah. Back when I didn't have a kid.
So now you gotta tell me, which games did you like playing when you was way before you had a kid?
Okay, so my daughter's gonna be 3 in April, but I I still get on my phone every now and then, and I'll play Pokemon Go or I'll play Dead by Daylight because those are mobile games, so I can just keep them on my phone.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes my girlfriend's nephew will come over and we'll play some Call of Duty. I was really into Call of Duty. Whichever one was new, I played that one. So I was really into Call of Duty. I love Pokemon. So
Mm-hmm.
I love the old games. I love the even older ones. I love collecting the cards. I love all those kind of knickknacks and stuff
Mm-hmm.
like that. Pokemon's one of my favorite things of all time. Big
Okay.
connection, big connection with my dad there actually. He bought me a pack and we had this special card in it and I had bent it and now I still have it and it's like
Mm-hmm.
something that keeps me close and it's the same thing with wrestling actually. And I think that's one of the reasons why I stay so close to wrestling and that I stay so close to being a kid
Mm-hmm.
is
And
just
I could
all the memories.
mm-hmm. And I could tell you that some of my favorite mobile games that I like to play is Wheel of Fortune.
What? That game's
Yeah,
hard.
that is not hard.
That game is
Uh,
hard. You got to know all the words. It's like playing
oh my
Scrabble.
God.
That
Oh
game is
my
hard.
God. I like playing Wheel of Fortune, Best Friends, Best Fiends. Okay,
Best Fiends.
that's
I never even tried it.
oh my God, it's a good game. It's a good mobile game. Everybody's talking about it. I played it, and it's a pretty easy game, but it'll be challenging too, which I like by the way. And then I got a lot of mobile game that I don't play that much. Injustice 2. I got
Hmm.
that. Mm-hmm.
Have you played Among Us?
Oh no, no.
Oh, no. It sounds like it's fun.
Mm-hmm. And then when I'm on my on my PlayStation 4, I love playing wrestling video games.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my
As long as they're not
God.
the new ones. Them ones are
Yeah.
kind of hard to keep up with for me.
Yeah. I remember my favorite game that I played is Mortal Kombat. I played that as
Okay.
a kid. I played as a kid, and
That
as
game's hard.
that game, well, Mortal Kombat 1 and 2 was kind of easy for me.
I can beat my
But
sister, but I can't beat the computer.
Yeah, I beat my sister multiple times. And she beat me one time, then I get all upset because she beat me in the game because
Uh-huh.
I like to beat her in the Mortal Kombat and whatnot. But now that I just got back into liking Mortal Kombat about 2 or 3 years ago. And
Mm-hmm.
I got to Mortal Kombat 11. So
Dang, I
and
thought they weren't even that high.
yeah, and I just started playing basketball games, video games.
Mm.
That's what I did when I was a teenager.
You just play 2K or are you playing the street? Because the street games are fun.
Um, at first I was playing the NBA Live video games from
Okay.
EA Sports, and then I started playing 2K20 last
Mm-hmm.
year. Last year, so when I played that, that was a good game. NBA 2K20, that's a good video game.
Yeah, it sounds like there's more hype on it every year. It sounds like Madden is kind of fading, but it seems like NBA is kind of keeping up with like their selling and stuff like
Mhm.
that. I think they might take over NFL.
Yeah, yeah, and you know what? NBA 2K,
Madden. I
2K,
was calling it NFL. I mean Madden. What am I talking about?
man. There you go again.
Uh-huh.
So,
Hey,
yeah.
Mikey, just remember this. I may be dumb, but I'm not stupid.
Oh, yep, yep, yep. So, so yeah, I mean, oh my God. I mean, like, thank you for, taking your time out of your busy schedule to do this with me,
Oh
finally.
yeah. Hey, every
Um,
few years I'll get you.
yeah, right. I'm not gonna wait.
Ah.
I'll be like 43 and no. Nah.
You don't have
So,
no patience.
yeah, to wrap up this, before we wrap up this interview,
Hmm.
where can people follow you on social media? Because that's really important.
Mm. You don't know, but you follow me everywhere, Mikey. Come on, I know you know my stuff.
Oh my God, I forgot all your stuff, you know?
You know, there was a time when that would have upset me a little bit, but I'll give you the pass this time. I'll give you the pass.
Yeah, we're best friends. So,
Oh, okay,
yeah.
so I'm at Is This Nikki Heat? No spaces between on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, anywhere else you can think of, I'm on it. I have my Wanna Be a Pro Wrestler Me Too page on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you can find the podcast, I'm on there.
Mhm.
Instagram, YouTube. YouTube is the new one. That's the one I'm pushing hard. That's where all the content's going to be. Want to be a pro wrestler? Me too. That's where I'm focusing. That's all my effort right now. Just to teach and share and enjoy the community with you guys. So, Mikey, if you don't follow me on YouTube, I'm going to be upset. And you too.
Oh, okay. All
I'm a
right.
check. I'm a check.
Okay. All right. Well, you know what? We should do this again. We should do this again. Maybe by then everything will be open back up, and
Hmm.
wrestling. We got to do this again, but this time we'll do it in person.
Okay, I'll
We'll
put it on my
do it.
calendar. 2026.
Stop. Oh, quit. Well, Nikki, you have yourself a good evening, okay?
Oh yeah, you know I'm gonna go play with my baby while she's still awake.
All right.
Hey, you
Take
take it
care of that
easy.
child.
Oh, I do. Make sure you unprivate your Instagram account because I invited people to come watch, but they can't watch it because they don't follow you, I think. So you gotta
Um,
unprivate it.
actually, actually, there's a reason why. There's a reason why I set it to private. It's because I don't want people following me who I don't know, and I'm also trying to prevent potential you know um, fake accounts, and
Yeah,
whatnot.
bots.
And yep, yep, and that's the reason why I set it to private is because I just don't want. I'm just not. I've only been on Instagram since late May of last year,
Hmm.
so
Social
I'm
media is
taking.
scary.
Yeah, I'm taking babies. I'm taking baby steps. I mean, maybe somewhere down the line I
Don't worry,
would.
Mikey. I'll push you in the pool if you want me to. You won't even
Stop.
know what's coming.
Stop.
Okay, well,
Uh,
tag me on Facebook if it comes to Facebook, so that way I can share
oh,
it if it's still
and you know
shareable.
what I also do, Nikki? I also what I'll do is I'll save the live stream on my IGTV, and
Hmm.
then I'll download the video, and then I'll do some editing. So then that
Yeah.
way people can watch it on Facebook or YouTube and whatnot.
Yep.
So
You do the work, tech geek.
yeah. All right.
All
Well,
right.
you have
Hey,
yourself a good evening, okay?
bye, buddy.
Bye.
I'll see you around. Thanks, you guys.
Yep. So that was a pretty interesting interview. I had to heckle at him at the beginning of this video because he was making me wait. So I guess he's gonna have to learn a lesson. Never make Michael Pam wait. Okay, you guys. You guys have a good evening, and don't forget that Thursday of next week, I'm interviewing Van Johnson. So hopefully I'll see you guys on the live stream. If not, you can follow me on Facebook at Michael Mo, and you can subscribe to my YouTube channel at Michael's Wrestling Channel. Okay? So take care, you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.